This is Ed at Willowridge Garden Center in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Today we're going to talk about an automatic fill system for your pond. The one we're going to be talking about is the compact autofill valve from Aquascapes. We're setting it up in a skimmer. This is an old style one that we've taken off of our pond, but it will work for the demonstration. What we've done, if you can look inside here, the white line demonstrates the optimum fill level in your pond. When you do your skimmer, it has to be set at the right level so that it will pull debris off the surface. And once you've figured out what that level is and your pond is all the way full, you come 3/4 to 1 inch above it and drill a hole using a 7/8 hole drill bit. Then once you have the autofill valve, which has a floating flapper, and that's what makes it work, you unscrew it. The white gasket goes on the inside to keep water from leaking. You fit it through, tighten it by hand, and then once you have it in place, you can do one more twist with the wrench to get it in place. The water comes out of the bottom, so when your line is running in and you have your float set at the right level, it has a little bolt here that you tighten so that at the right level, so when the water is up, it closes the valve. When your water goes down, it opens the valve and it fills until it lifts it again. And that's adjustable. You just want to make sure you're close to that 3/4 inch to 1 inch above the line, which is your fill line, so that the valve will work properly. To get the water into the back of the fill valve, the kit comes with several different adapters that will let you hook a variety of different types of hoses up to the back of the fill valve, whichever one works for your system. The one I'm going to show you first comes with an adapter piece and the actual quick fitting that you hook this 1/2 inch rigid tubing to. Okay, when you're putting the fittings on, you want to use some Teflon tape to make sure that it doesn't leak. So you only need to do a couple of rounds. Go with the direction you're going to be turning the fittings so that it tightens it down on it even further. Once you get it around, just pull it off. Then you'll take your first fitting and tighten it on to get a good seal. Then you take your compression fitting and you want to do the same thing with it with the Teflon tape. Okay, so once you've got the compression piece wrapped, screw it in, making sure you get a good seal. Once you get it hand tight, you want to make sure and give it another turn using the pliers. And then you're ready to go. When you put in the tubing, you don't have to screw anything in. You just push it in as far as it'll go, and it expands inside, so it's in there and it won't leak. It has a little bit of flexibility. Okay, once you've got it hooked up to the skimmer, you can bury your line, or however it works in your particular situation, till you run up to your water source. Now there are a couple of things you can do when you get to the faucet. One, you can hook in a simple Y so that you can hook up the autofill line and still be able to use your garden hose at the same time. Once you've got to the thing, there's a compression fitting that comes that will screw directly onto your outlet, your faucet. Alright, the adapter piece that goes onto your faucet has a gasket inside of it so that it'll make a good seal on its own and you don't need to do any wrapping unless you just want to make sure. It has the same kind of compression fitting, so once again you just hook up your line, push it in as far as it'll go, and you've got a good watertight seal. When you have it on, you only want to turn the water on maybe a 1/4 of a turn if that's all that's running, because you don't need a whole lot of pressure in here. It's not pumping a high volume of water, it's just doing it slowly to keep it filled. And because it's doing it slow like that, if you have fish, you don't really have to worry about dechlorinating the water, because it's not going to be putting it in fast enough to cause any kind of problems like that. And then you can just hook up your regular water hose to that and turn it on as much as you need to. Okay, another option, instead of using the 1/2-inch line, is to run a garden hose directly from your faucet to the autofill valve, in which case you would use this fitting, which fits directly onto the outlet of the autofill, comes with gaskets in the kit, and you just screw your garden hose in there, turn it on a 1/4 turn, and you'll have all the water you need. And then if you need to use your hose, you can just unhook it and use it in the garden however you need.